Let's go!
I was a kid when I watched Cars. That's all I'm saying. But
The team that will win the Super Bowl are the Baltimore Ravens, and I am fully convinced this Steelers game was a lot more impressive than, well, Mike Tomlin getting blown out in yet another playoff game. So this is just so impressive on so many different levels. Let's actually start from the beginning. You'll see that Cam Hayward is not in the game. I want you to remember that. You get a really good double. Patrick Queen going up against his former team. Both doubles are actually really good. And obviously, when you're getting that far blown back, it makes this pass off for the linebacker, the guard to the linebacker that much easier. And now it's just off to the races. And obviously, Derrick Henry is going to make a safety miss almost every single time. But this is where it gets even more impressive. Cam Hayward back in the game. All right, I understand you're running away from TJ Watt. I think that's even more impressive because I think 56 is also a good run defender, and you can run at TJ Watt at times. So, little fake here to the tight end, Lamar Jackson on the orbit-ish, jet sweep-ish motion. And look at what they do to Cam Hayward. Look at this. This was arguably the best defensive tackle in football this year, okay? Double team right here, turn him to the inside, and the play call right here from Todd Monken draws 25 out of the play. Look at all the gravity that Lamar Jackson has on this play. I would ask the Steelers, do you really think they're handing the football here to Lamar Jackson off? I don't know, but Todd Monken has two guys on Lamar Jackson, and that opens this hole that much wider, okay? Now, you need Minkah Fitzpatrick to make a touchdown-saving tackle. Guess what? He does, but he gets a patented Derrick Henry stiff arm sting is obviously one of my favorite players, and it is a first down. And then, obviously, you have Lamar Jackson. And, look, I'm a big Josh Allen guy. I think after that Rams game and that Lions game, it looked as if Josh Allen was going to win the MVP. But it's hard for me to go against Lamar when Lamar is having his best personal season, and he's won two other MVPs in the other seasons. He hits Rashad Bateman here. Wow. Man, this is so impressive. We move ahead to the second quarter. You bring Patrick Ricard, obviously one of the best fullbacks of this era, and you get a little exotic here with him. So you motion him to the left that this is going to be a power run to the left, but it's actually a little counter to the right. You're pulling the guard and, in essence, the fullback, and bang. Okay, this is what makes this so impressive. Because Ricard is over here, these DTs are all slanting to the right. So this little wraparound motion has a DT slanting to the right, but it's actually being run to the left. And look at what this does. It forces these DTs to over-penetrate. Now, it might have been a slant called to the right the entire way for the DTs, but that opens up this little hole. Second-level block right here from the tight end. It's absolutely beautiful. And once again, you're never just tackling Derrick Henry with one player. That actually was a good tackle by Elliott. It's second and Ellicott here. And this is something I was actually very critical of with Lamar Jackson in last year's playoff run, was he didn't run enough. In that Chiefs game, I felt there was a few big scramble opportunities. And look, this pass rush lane integrity is not the absolute worst. Obviously, TJ Watt, in a perfect world, you would like to see him not go past the quarterback. Same thing with this end. But you'll see that you would like your chances with your DTs in the spot, especially with a faster linebacker player in Patrick Queen right here. But he loses his feet. Cam Hayward, the All-Pro, can't bring him down. TJ Watt can't chase him down. And this is why there's only two other quarterbacks who can run like Lamar. Obviously, Josh Allen and Jaden Daniels. And this is just absolutely crazy stuff right here from LJ8. And as always, doesn't take the big hit and falls down. Really good stuff. Yeah, a lot of Tomlin's defensive game plans just really didn't make sense. We talked about it in our Chiefs-Steelers breakdown. How are you not going to have someone accounting for Lamar Jackson in the zone read pull game? Look, nobody is accounting for him, right? You're giving away essentially the game here, right? You never want to do this. All right, so TJ Watt crashes down. Someone needs to be out here, all right? And Lamar obviously sets up this block right here for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and he's able to turn up and not take a hit. Oh, man. All right, so this is how Todd Monken sets you up. Overload here to the right side. Okay, so you bring in an extra offensive lineman, and then you get heavy with 2 tight ends to the left with a fullback. So there's no wide receivers on the field. And look, Pittsburgh is able to basically commit everyone to the box. Now, I normally hate just cramming everyone in, but I only hate that really in short yardage situations. This is actually more of a passing down on 2nd and 7. So this is honestly, it doesn't look it. It's really exotic stuff from Todd Monken. All right, so you're running a pitch to the left. Now, why is this more effective? Well, remember we showed you the run earlier. Ricard gets to the left and actually runs to the right. And especially if there's an overload here with the offensive lineman, it makes you think that this could be a run to the right. But it's actually a pitch to the left, all right? And that just makes these linebackers a half second slower getting over the top of this, okay? So it's honestly just really good blocking, good technique, but it's really good play calling and, more importantly, play sequencing, right? Showing one thing but doing the other, and it also helps having one of the best running backs ever carrying the football. All right, so here's the following play. Let's not get sexy. Let's just get typical Smashmouth football, all right? Overload the left side with this offensive lineman, and let's pull a guard to add to the equation here. So you're basically, this is more of a passing term, but you're flooding the left side with a whole bunch of meat, right? McCormick and Schmidt wishes they could serve meat platters. I didn't say that smoothly at all. I do like that restaurant a lot. Look at that. I mean, you can't. You just freaking can't do it that much better than that. That's just really, really good smash mouth tackle football. So Tomlin drew the last couple of seasons the 2 worst matchups for his defense, which last year was Josh Allen. I don't think they had TJ Watt in that game, and now Lamar Jackson. And the reason why it's not a good matchup is because the Steelers love to rush 4. And it cuts off what TJ Watt can do. So this time he spins to the inside to get away from the chip. Well, if you do that, Lamar every single time is going to roll out to the right side, especially if all the routes are being run to the right side. So I was a pass rusher in high school, and I always tried to see where the strength call was. So obviously you have a quad-ish formation trips here with the running back. So more than likely, all the routes are going to be run to the right side. So if I'm rushing from the left in, obviously I'm nowhere close to TJ Watt as a player, I want to make quadruple certain that I am not losing contain, because Lamar wants to break out over here because obviously he has the threat to run and throw. And obviously when he's running here, TJ Watt does a good job redirecting and getting there, but Lamar's able to buy all this time. He can just run by him very easily here. But notice all these defenders back in coverage have to respect his ability to run, and that opens up just huge pockets of space at the same time. And the funny thing was, the routes here aren't the best on the scramble drill, right? All 3 of the routes actually ran to basically the same area of the field, and it doesn't matter. Nelson Aguilar, of course, has been a really, really good pro, and he picks up a huge gain of yards here. Oh, man, this was such a brutal matchup for the Steelers. Their defensive line is the strength of their team, and when you have freaking Lamar Jackson, even when you have him dead to rights, this is a little leak play. So, yes, 2 different options. I'm actually glad Lamar didn't throw this because TJ Watt could pick it off. But look at this. Steps up 2 hands on the ball, all right, and just fins him off and finally hits Mark Andrews on the leak. Man, it's such elite quarterback play. So, man, I just don't know if there's a team that's beating this team this year. All right, so gutsiest play you'll ever see in the first half of a playoff game. There's 11 seconds left. You're up 14-0. Field goal makes it a 3-possession game, so you can't take a sack. But you also don't want to extend this play too long because if you do, you'll run out of time and not able to kick a field goal. So first thing here is Lamar has a lot of pressure, and he also has an open receiver at the beginning of it. Now, it's not necessarily easy to see this, okay? You'll see that the pre-snap motion right here gets Rashad Bateman open, right? Because you motion, it changes the man coverage assignment. It's not passed off well. You see they're trying to communicate this, but they both go to Tylan Wallace, and Lamar should just throw this. I want to go back to the end zone copy because you get a second little thing here, snap to pass time. All right, Steelers bring a 5-man rush with a 6th QB spy. So honestly, Lamar is looking at Bateman. I'm a little shocked he's not ripping it, or is he looking at Andrews? It's kind of tough to see. Normally I use the stripe of the helmet, but there is no stripe. Either way, he does miss Bateman here. It was a good job by Highsmith to create some pressure. But Lamar's feel for a pocket is ridiculous. Okay, Bateman's still open. And the fact that he spent all this time, steps up, knowing if he takes a sack at the end of the half, does eventually find Justice Hill for the walk-in tutty. 7-ish seconds snap to pass. Wow. This Ravens offense kind of went in cruise control in the second half. Steelers did some better things offensively. But look, we can talk all we want about can Lamar go into Arrowhead and win a playoff game? Can he go into Buffalo? It's going to require both if, of course, Buffalo wins today. But the bottom line is the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. And I do think they are going to hoist the Lombardi. So you guys let me know. I feel they have the best running back in the playoffs. I feel they have the best quarterback in the playoffs. Now, the best playoff quarterback, obviously, is number 15 in Kansas City. But let me know. Because, obviously, defensively, they're not going to be as challenged by the Steelers, who have the worst offense in the playoffs. So let me know what you guys think down below. It is Power Hour NFL. Boom. Now, if you want to know why Justin Herbert's game wasn't as bad as the stat line shows, bang, check this out. And tonight, we are doing burgers. Let's go.